Yes, carbon dioxide, which comes from fossil fuel combustion, is a major pollutant warming the climate, but that's not the only pollutant which is warming the climate. There are others, and I'll mainly talk about what's called short-lived climate pollutants. These are 4 of them: methane, which is the same as natural gas, and the second is a gas called hydrofluorocarbons. These are used as refrigerants and propellants. So when you spray a can, the hydrofluorocarbon escapes from the can. The third is soot. The technical name is black carbon, but let's call it soot. Soot is the dark stuff you see coming out of diesel vehicles, or when you burn firewood, the smoke has soot. And the 4th short-lived climate pollutant is ozone. And we don't emit ozone, but we emit other pollutants which create ozone. Together, these 4 short-lived climate pollutants are so potent in warming the planet, they're also called super pollutants. So carbon dioxide causes about 50%, half of the warming. And the short-lived climate pollutants contributes about 40% of the warming. Soot is basically dark substance which comes out of diesel vehicles. And when you burn wood and coal to heat or cook in your home, this is a particle. Soot is a particle and not a gas. It's important. That's why we see it. We can't see gases, but we can see particles. And the soot, along with the other things which are emitted by diesel or cooking with wood and coal, is a deadly pollutant. And it contributes as much as 3 to 4 million deaths per year. And the soot, I'm interested in the soot because it is the most efficient substance in trapping sunlight. Okay? The gases trap the heat coming from the planet, heat infrared, but the soot traps the sunlight and heats the planet. So the soot is a major contributor to warming of ice, sea ice, warming contributed to glaciers. We have shown the Himalayan Tibetan glaciers. The soot contributes of about half of the warming. So soot is both a deadly pollutant in terms of human health, and it's also a major pollutant in terms of global warming, climate change. Thank you for asking this question. The children all the way from kindergarten to high school can and should play a major role in fighting climate change, because the climate problem, if we don't address it now, is going to get really bad when these kids grow to adults. So instead of facing the problem, a crisis, when they get older, they can help solve this problem. I'll try to tell you how, but first I want the children to know, just like COVID, infection anywhere in the planet causes disease everywhere. Emissions anywhere in the planet, any corner of the planet, causes warming everywhere. So we are all interconnected. Okay? So we are not going to solve this problem by pointing fingers. That country is emitting, this country is emitting. We have to get together. And this is something children have enormous potential because of the social media, right? They can use that to communicate. So what do they have to do? First, they have to know there are a lot of solutions. Okay, we just have to persuade our governments and our industries to put these solutions in action. So this is where the children can play a major role. First, they need to get educated, okay? And then communicate this. For example, if all the middle school children get together and write a petition to their local city government, it'll have a huge impact everywhere if it's done in the world, okay? So I want to tell them what are the actions one need to take. There are two actions. First is we have to make the planet free of fossil fuels. They are the most deadly things causing air pollution, killing people, and also climate change. So we have to move away from fossil fuel to solar, wind, and even nuclear if needed, okay? At the same time, we have to cut these short-lived climate pollutants. Again, it's methane, soot, hydrofluorocarbons, and ozone. In the case of soot, the major source of soot is diesel vehicles. We just have to transfer from diesel to electric vehicles. That technology is already there. Okay, we just have to do it. And in terms of methane, one of the major sources is throwing food into garbage, because that goes to landfill and gets converted to methane. So what we do is we ban throwing food into waste, but convert the food we don't eat to fertilizers. Or if the food is edible, give it to the poor. So there are simple things we can take which will clean the air pollution, but also solve the climate problem. I would like every child, whether you are in kindergarten or you are in high school, first get educated about the climate crises. It is in a crisis stage, and become a climate champion, and then become a climate steward. What do? You can communicate this and the need to take urgent actions, first to your parents, to your relatives, to your friends, to your school teachers, and then to your local city government. So you have enormous power to make adults take actions. So be a climate champion, be a climate steward.